Breaking news, baby dolls. China's M1 money supply has been going through the roof. Now, why is this important? Well, I'm just going to show you something. I saw this. The China's M1 money supply had been cranking up. And first we thought, oh crap, they're printing a lot of money. But that's weird. We haven't heard about it in the news. What's going on? So I decided to ask Grok, AI Grok. I asked intelligence and I said, Mr. Grok, you're a robot. Tell me why the M1 money supply is going up. And they said, hey, it's actually a false alarm. What they said is that they changed how the M1 money supply is calculated. They said the primary reason is not necessarily a massive injection into the economy. Instead, it's largely due to how the PBOC defines and calculates M1, effective January 2025. So at first I was like, don't worry guys, false alarm. But I did the post now, okay? Because I want to remind you, just quickly for context, once again, friends, like and subscribe, belly button, all highest value content in crypto. If we're repeating 2017, in 2017, I'm going to show you the chart now. In 2017, friends, what happened is, remember, Donald Trump gets elected. The US dollar goes up, which is risk off. Remember, if the US dollar goes up, it squeezes the whole world because everyone's debts are expensive. Yeah, and it makes everyone weaker. Okay, purchasing power. So Donald Trump is here. And then this is where we are right now. See, March. So we're in February, and next month it's obviously going to be March. Okay, March. And what hopefully follows is Donald Trump pump policy. Okay, where he gets this old Dickie boy down. Now this is a weekly chart. Okay, now during this period of time, the big money stimulating came from China. All right. So Matt, thank you, Matt. Matt was printing in 2017. So we love Montgomery, all the Chinese people. Love and admiration for the Chinese people. Montgomery printed a shitload in 2017. Now, why did they print? Well, the US Fed, they were hiking rates. US economy was getting on its legs because Trump was more optimistic and was cutting taxes and stuff. So China, though, was really weak here, friends. So right now, it's actually repeating. Right now, America's hot, inflationary, just like 2017, but China's the weak leg, all right? Now, what I'm going to do, friends, I'm going to show you this chart, and please just put down your weapons. It's going to come across as racist, but that's okay. I can't do anything about it. The Chinese bond yield is at a very racist 1.7% yield for 10 years. Now, friends, I can't tell you how racist this is because look what it was doing literally for decades, okay? And then look what it started doing. So remember, this is a monthly chart. I'll just show you what they've been doing. They've been collapsing. Now, remember, if this collapses, yes, that's their effective interest rate. It's been going down and down and down and down. It's been going down. Now, this means, so the price of the Chinese bond has been going up because the price is inverted to the yield. If that... If that's a bit confusing for you, just think about these yield funds like you. It's just their interest rate, When you have a very weak economy, you've got to cut your rates down really low, yeah? Towards zero. When you're strong and hot, you go up. Well, China's economy, look at this. What's been happening in 2023, 2024? Sink. So this thing is like really low. So the PBOC, the Chinese government, they've been cutting rates. And they basically, they're at this, critically low level. But that's a 10-year rate, okay? So if I show you the China bond, if we go into something like look at the 1-year government bond. The 1-year government bond, friends, look, it's trading really low here. Yeah, here it is. It's at 1.4%. That's wild, man. Actually, it was crazy. This was actually happening, man. It was trading, below 1% end of December. Look how low that went. Whoa. Below 1%. Now, you got to understand. So you might say, hey, but Somi, is 1.5%, is that really low rates when, America had 0% in those GFC times? Yeah, man. Remember, China's economy, friends, is very inflationary because they're still that growing powerhouse. So their inflation every year, they don't have, when America only had 1 to 2% inflation, China was 5. Yeah, so China's inflation rate, and by the way, it's underreported now. They're underreported. It's probably 4 or 5 now. If I took China CPI, Actually, I've seen it, friends. They've actually been slowing down. I've just checked it. Wow, man. Because, friends, like, when Matt tells me, yeah, China's been slowing down, like, you don't really know, right? Because is it going up? Is it going down? You know, it's a big economy. You never hear the real news. But I've been checking these data, man. Whoa, man. China's been really slowing down in 2023 and 2024. And actually, as well, if you look at the China index of their stock market as well, the China A50, some say A50. I mean, they've been going nowhere for a long time. I mean, what is this? The China A50, friends? This thing has literally gone nowhere in 10 years. Matt, someone's got to call Montgomery. Montgomery, Chinese index stocks flat for 10 years. Oh my god. What about the Hang Seng? That's another one as well. Just to show you how deep. Oh my gosh, you guys have been getting cucked. Friends, this is a monthly chart. Dude, it's a stock market. Like, it's up only Ponzi. Oh my god, since 2005, you're only up 60% in 20 years? What the hell, Matt? What's been going on with this? That's wreck, man. So now we're pretty much established, right? Well, I've got to play some Cranky G music. So it's been, okay, wow. I mean, I knew China was slowing down. I didn't know you guys have been getting cucked. So now we can look at this in different contexts, right? When I've shown you this money supply, now remember, friends, you said, hey, but Tommy, you said it was a false alarm. They changed, what they've done is they just changed some structure of what they consider money. But I did more digging and I did more sniffing. China, see the bond yields, friends? They're at the end. They can't cut pretty much anymore. They can't do the rate stuff cutting. It's not working. Well, they've done as much, okay? Now, the next step is the QE, their actual money printing, like what they did in 2017, okay? However, there's a critical issue. China has the fixed currency to the US dollar, okay? Now, the US dollar is strong. If China print, they break the peg. Yes, they can't print hard. They need the US dollar to go down. They need it to go down and make their yuan stronger. And you're saying, why would they make their yuan stronger? Well, just because, friends, they're getting paid in it. Okay, they're getting paid in it, and just the way the economy works. Okay, it's if you have a dog poop currency, people in there, you pretty much your purchasing power gets destroyed. Right. So what's going to happen is everything I've been explaining to you is still true. The macro, it all works out the same. Where it all works out, part of the puzzle piece is moving. It all comes down. Donald Trump has to get that US dollar down. You know, that's why, friends, he's talking to, I don't even want to say these countries' names. You know, the yellow and the blue flag country, the paper plane, rhymes with paper plane, Ukraine. You also have Russia, friends, as well, because, you know, YouTube has been flagging for pretty much anything. I'm not even joking, friends. You know, the country that rhymes with paper planes, the yellow and the blue flag, I reported on just some stuff about it, started getting flagged, right? And I was just reporting what Elon Musk was saying about it. So YouTube is really compromised. But yeah, it is what it is. Now, remember, Donald Trump, he's going to negotiate with them with the oil sanctions and stuff, with Russia and the paper planes, the blue and yellow flag that you know. And if he gets that, he gets the oil supply to flood the world, gets inflation low. You can get the US Fed to cut rates. You can get the tariffs to stabilize. You get the US dollar down. Okay, all this happening in synchronicity. But this Chinese yuan, friends, and the money supply. Now, the digging deep, this is where it gets juicy. Initially, you said, we thought, okay, it's false alarm, but it's not. Look at this, okay? I'm gonna read this for you. Okay, so basically, actually, I'll explain it for you. So, it turns out there's a reason why China have changed how they calculate their M1 currency units in the country. Yeah, because that's all it is. Just telling you how many currency units are there. They've actually changed it on purpose. Okay. So this new definition, why have they done this? It's typical China. They're doing it so they can do subtle money printing. Okay, because they want to do this money printing, but they're broken by the balls because now they got to wait and wait and wait. It's almost killing them. They got to wait for Trump, wait for the US dollar. They want to probably do actions now. Like imagine that, like you're trying to move your economy, you got to wait for someone else to do something and Russia and stuff to go on. So what they've actually done is that's why I've charted it myself here. They've changed the definition, friends, and what they've actually done is they haven't printed, but now the number's obfuscated. So now they can print and people don't really know how much is out there. It gets harder and harder to look at the real numbers. And it doesn't matter to people like you and me, but it does matter to, say, big banks, $1 trillion of volume out there, all these, big tankers and all these big businesses out there who are transacting in all of these. It does matter to them, especially all the big countries where you're holding bonds of another country, right? Like, for example, do you want to hold an Argentinian bond if they said they had, say, 10 million units of their currency and then they printed to 20 million in the year? Do you still want to hold their bonds? You're like, no, you don't, because their bonds getting destroyed in value because they've just doubled their money supply. You get you see where I'm coming from. They even say it here, right? Some speculate China might be using the REF-D definition to obscure monetary policy moves with subtool, that's right, subtool liquidity injections to counter economic challenges, such as deflationary pressures, a weakening yuan, or trade tensions, e.g. US tariffs under Trump. The PBOC has signaled plans to adjust monetary policy to support growth. There's no direct evidence from recent data that the M1 surge itself stems from such actions rather than the definitional shift. So it's not you're printing money right now. It's kind of like to prepare for it. And a very, very relevant example I could use, friends, is like, and this is a real one. Let's say you want to rip a really loud fart. Let's say you're in the lounge room, your family's over. You want to rip a really, really loud fart. And you know it's going to be a real sloppy, big, loud one. So what do? You go to the stereo and you crank up the volume of music, right? So you actually start cranking it, like this. And then you in the background. Yes, so that's actually a very relevant example. Now, remember, if someone knows, like, Somi is now raising the volume shockingly high for no apparent reason. You're watching me. Like, you know we're going to read a dirty fart. You just don't know exactly when. But you know the music's coming on now. Right? It's exactly it. So China's going to rip a dirty fart. It's going to be very loud. And they're getting ready to print money. But why they do this, friends, obviously it's because America knows China's cheating with all the figures. Because China are trying to basically they're trying to keep a strong currency and maintain the dominance and keep all the trade while keeping like a fixed peg and stuff out here. I don't know if you guys remember even in 8 years ago when Trump was first president, he kept saying, hey man, China's been cheating with all this currency stuff. Everyone knows. Even they even asked Barack Obama about it. He's like, oh yeah, but he's too scared to yeah, they are cheating. He's kind of like, oh, everyone knows. They just do what they do. So yeah, this is this type of big political games because what they do is, friends, like every 1% tax of a country that doesn't pay, someone's gonna have to pay the tax somewhere else, and yeah, that's what it comes to all this politics stuff out here. That's all working in the background. So it really is interesting to see we're hitting this critical moment. That's why I've written it here, right? China's economy is slowing down. They need to print, but they've got to be careful because their money printing will further crack the yuan currency. So China needs the US dollar to go down, and Trump is doing that. That's ultimately, friends, that's what we'd like. That's our go signal, right? We're waiting for that. And by the way, as that happens, business confidence is going up at the same time. So you can just see all of this in the ETH BTC chart. You don't need to actually look at all these, but this is specifically what's going on here. That's why if you go and look at the Dicky Boy, this was old season wave 1, friends. Old season wave 1 was here, but this wave, and then old season wave 2 was another crack. Yeah, they coincided with each other. So this is where we are now. Remember, this is a weekly chart. We are hoping that the Dixie, remember friends, Trump gets in, Dixie goes up, hits his big channel. So we need this thing just keep going down and down and down and down, and everything can go on. For now, though, all you do is simply just pray and wait. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you soon.